Sometimes healing comes in the most unexpected form: 4 paws and a wagging tail. This is the story of Gus, a rescue dog who gave one family hope during their darkest days. When Matt's family faced the unimaginable, a life-changing cancer diagnosis, it felt like their world had stopped. But what they didn't know was that help was on the way, and it came in the shape of a dog who refused to let them give up. It all began with 3 words no one ever wants to hear: "You have cancer." For Matt and his family, everything changed in that moment. The hospital visits, the long treatments, the endless waiting rooms, fear and sadness settled into the household. The laughter that once filled their home was replaced by silence. The joy of family dinners turned into quiet meals where no one knew what to say. At times it felt like the world outside was moving forward, while their own lives were frozen in uncertainty. The children didn't understand why Dad was so tired. Matt's wife didn't know how to stay strong every single day. They needed hope. They needed a reason to believe that brighter days could come again. And then, Gus entered their lives. From the very first moment Gus trotted into their home, everything felt lighter. He wasn't just a rescue dog, he was a rescuer of hearts. It was as if Gus could sense the heaviness in the air. He stayed close to Matt, curling up beside him during the long nights after chemotherapy. When pain made it hard to sleep, Gus would place his head gently on Matt's chest, reminding him that he wasn't alone. There was something magical in the way Gus connected with every family member. To the kids, he became a playmate who distracted them from worry. To Matt's wife, he was a silent comfort, nudging her hand as if to say, "You don't have to carry this alone." And to Matt, he was a lifeline, a steady heartbeat in a world that felt unpredictable. Science tells us that dogs can lower blood pressure, reduce stress, and ease anxiety. But what Gus gave this family went far beyond science. He gave them courage. The courage to laugh again. The courage to face tomorrow. The courage to hope that maybe, just maybe, life could still be beautiful, even in the middle of the storm. Little by little, Gus helped the family rediscover joy. At first, it was just short walks around the block, Matt holding the leash, moving slowly but smiling for the first time in weeks, the children giggling as Gus tugged them playfully down the sidewalk. Soon, those small walks grew longer. The family found themselves breathing deeply again, feeling the sun on their faces, the breeze in their hair, and laughter returning to their voices. Gus had a way of reminding them of the simple things: the joy of watching leaves fall from a tree, the happiness in chasing a ball across the yard, the comfort of just being together. Fear, once the shadow over their home, began to shrink. Yes, the cancer was still there. The treatments were still hard. The nights were still long. But with Gus, the family realized they didn't have to live in fear. They could live in moments of joy. They could make memories, even in the middle of uncertainty. And those memories, those small adventures, began to heal them in ways medicine could not. As time went on, the family grew stronger together. What started as short walks turned into weekend hikes. What started as cautious steps outside turned into road trips filled with laughter, singing in the car, and pictures of Gus with his head out the window. Everywhere they went, Gus was there, leading the way, tail wagging, eyes full of joy. He reminded them that even in the hardest chapters of life, there are still pages filled with love and laughter. He reminded them that family is more than just people. It's every heartbeat that makes the journey lighter. And most of all, he reminded them that healing isn't about erasing pain. It's about finding joy in the middle of it. Matt's fight with cancer wasn't easy. There were setbacks, and there were tears. There were days when it felt like the weight of the world was too heavy to carry. But every time Gus nudged his hand, every time Gus curled up at his feet, every time Gus brought a smile to his children's faces, he gave Matt the strength to keep fighting. And with every step, the family discovered something beautiful. Healing isn't only about medicine. Healing is love. Healing is laughter. Healing is holding on to hope when everything feels uncertain. Healing is Gus. This is more than just the story of a dog. It's a story about hope, about resilience, about the unshakable bond between people and their pets. To every family facing battles of their own, remember, you are not alone. And sometimes the greatest medicine comes with 4 paws, a wagging tail, and unconditional love.